Hi, I'm John Ansett. I look after the architectural virtual team focused on operational and security intelligence, although my title is Solutions Architect.
Are you ready to take a spin, John?
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do it. Yeah, absolutely. So, big headline was Cisco's acquisition of AppDynamics recently. That's interesting because we see a lot of play around their new tetration platform. Within our organization, specifically, we look at Splunk as a platform and how other key technologies integrate with that. So how Cisco is going to develop their product line along with tetration and AppDynamics and how that can overall play into a Splunk platform is going to be very fascinating to see over the next 6 to 12 months.
Do you see that as a win for the end user?
Absolutely. I think the more visibility that we can actually provide the end user and the business in the long run is really going to help. So certainly key technologies make up this space and no one technology is necessarily better than the other. So having a company such as Cisco really take some technologies like AppDynamics and tetration, stitch them together and allow Splunk to be that central platform for ingest is really going to be a fascinating area. Yeah, so funny story. Well, I'm a runner and I was out to dinner a couple of weeks ago with a customer out in Atlanta. Now, at the time I figured, what the hell, there's a huge mile-high cake on the menu, probably consisted of 2,000-3,000 calories. I figured, sure, I could do it. So, 25 minutes later, I'd finally polished it off, the plate was clear, and I sat there staring down thinking, what had I done? I couldn't even open my mouth, I was so sick.
Did anyone help you eat it?
No, not at all, but they did make various comments throughout the course, but I will say, I think everyone was impressed by the end. Yeah, absolutely. There's actually a lot of very athletic people within Trace 3, and from running and cycling, I have a lot of people reaching out and not only asking for advice, but figuring out how we can get teams together to go do things like the Ragnar and other events in the SoCal region. So yeah, I think people love to get out. It's such amazing weather down here, so we're able to really get teams together, and we've done the Ragnar a couple of years running, and it's really been a great team building event.
So you're a runner. What was it like to run in the Boston Marathon?
Boston was hard. It was very difficult. I started off with a lofty goal of hitting 2 hours and 35 minutes, and I was really achieving that for the first 15 miles, and then I hit the hills, and it was all downhill from there. Well, not literally, obviously, but.
So where did you finish?
At 239th out of a field of 30,000.
Wow, that's impressive. Is there any correlation between running and your job as an engineer, John?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, as a very analytical person, I love data. So using Splunk to capture all of my metrics while I'm on a run and looking at them over time and how I'm progressing is really a fascinating subject. So I use tools like Strava to correlate and aggregate my data, but then I use tools like Splunk to really slice and dice it and have a look. So things like heart rate metrics over distance and pace, all these things really help me in adjusting my plan real time as I'm running, and also over the longer periods to help me track my improvement. What I learned here is pretty much the same as what businesses can use data for. So by taking various metrics and looking at progression over time, they're able to track both historical performance and then potentially predict real-time and future performance depending on the historical data. Yeah, so Splunk is a platform which we typically work with in the operational and security intelligence team, is seeing a lot of traction around machine learning and deep learning for really unsupervised learning of business habits and technologies and directions within organizations that have typically not been visible before with traditional methods of data intelligence. I describe my job to my grandparents as how companies and businesses can leverage data to make intelligent decisions about the products that they have. So let's take a company that sells umbrellas. They can look at the weather patterns and understand that a storm's coming up and price accordingly based on that data. So we can then use technology to take in multiple data sources and help businesses in identifying patterns and help them in end marketing of their products to their consumers.